Have you played Risk, the board game?
Like once in my life.
Perfect. That's probably enough. That's probably enough for the analogy to work. Okay, chat. This red is us. We're playing Risk. We own this territory, and we have enemies on our right and above us, green and blue. And let's say arbitrarily, we currently have 2 troops on this edge, 2 troops on this edge, and then 7 troops over here. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out what we would do at the end of our turn. Like what would we do with these 7 troops? Let me know if it's not intuitive to you, but generally speaking, you'd want to send them to one of the edges or split them up to the edges. So like send 4 here, 3 here. So just like 6 and 5. That makes sense?
Yep.
Perfect. So right here, if we look at our formation on our mini map, just try to think of it as like a Risk board like this. We have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 B. And now look where you are. You see how you're that troop right now in the middle of the formation doing nothing? So we should immediately want to position ourselves with one of these teammates. It doesn't matter who. You can run to Yoru, you can run to Neon, you can run to Astra, you can run B. It really doesn't matter, but we can't be here. We can't be here because this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for us to have troops allocated in this position. And so the way you're rotating now also should inherently not make sense. We should rotate this way because we'd be faster to join Neon or Astra if they happen to be there. You've just committed hard to only helping Chamber. This is Darshan. He's been active in the professional League of Legends scene for the past decade. For the next 31 days, he will be directing serious practice towards Valorant with me as his guide. How far can someone climb in such a short time frame when they're exceptionally proficient at self-improvement? Are competitive esport athletes easily capable of learning other genres of games? Let's find out. I don't think you got 6. I saw your last game was 5 hours ago.
Yeah, and I didn't fall asleep for a while. I was like too hyped to fall asleep right away, so
we were just...
I'm plat 3.
Yeah, I saw. We're plat 3. How you feeling, Mr. Plat 3?
Not bad.
Okay, okay. Because there's a lot of stuff I need to teach you really quickly because you're trying to hit Immortal in 1 month. And we're going to do it, goddammit.
All right, what am I learning today, coach? What do you got for me?
First, we need to learn air strafing. And I need you to learn it fast, okay? So can you learn it fast for me? Can you pick Cypher?
Do my best.
Okay, perfect. Because I was watching you play Pearl and you didn't know how to jump onto top site.
Oh, shit. Please don't tell me that was on stream.
And anyways, so I won't show it in the YouTube video. Don't worry. No clips.
No, show it, dude.
No
It'd be great.
clips.
They're scared.
But I need you to watch my stream real
ultimate
quick on Discord. I'm sharing my screen. And I'm going to show you how to air strafe. And you're going to pick it up real quick because I need to teach you other things. So what you were doing is you were like lining up with it, coming back here, and you're trying to jump this way. Okay, now, yeah, I can still hit it that way because I'm the GOAT. But you're making it really hard on yourself. What people generally do is they'll get momentum this way and they'll jump and turn in the air with an air strafe. Because when you run straight that way, you notice you have such a small leadway that you can't really get to full speed. With an air strafe, you can jump at full speed in pretty much any direction. Because air strafing lets you turn on a dime in midair. Okay? As you can see, here I am turning on a dime. No problem. I could even jump off the edge and I'm totally safe. I could stay up there all day except that one jump because I suck. So I'm running straight, getting full momentum, and then I'm jumping and air strafing to the side. And see, it's much easier because I've got full speed. So the way the air strafe works is you hold W the whole time while performing this mechanic, different than CSGO. And then whichever direction you're going to turn, let's say you're going to turn right. After you jump, you'd hold D and still holding W the whole time. And you start aiming smoothly to the right. So aim to the right while holding W and D, aim to the left while holding W and A. That makes sense. And so you switch between D and A depending on which way you want to jump, but the whole time you're always holding W. Okay? And so the way we do this jump is you just run along the wall and then you jump, you hold D. And what I'm doing is I'm also holding crouch after I jump. You can do it without crouch. I just did it there. However, your legs will clear the thing much better if you hold crouch. It's like way more forgiving. So after you jump, if you hold crouch, you won't lose any speed and your effective jumping height's a bit higher. Okay, so I'm gonna want you to share your screen now. No. Do it on the ground first. Just like do on the ground. Like, yeah, don't flick too fast. There you aimed too fast with your right turn. It has to be a more smooth movement. Yes, bingo. And are you jumping with scroll wheel?
No.
Okay, we should be. What are you currently jumping with?
Side mouse button.
Side mouse button. Okay, so the reason why I'm going to heavily suggest we switch to scroll wheel is because to bunny hop, you need to jump roughly on the frame where you land. It's a little forgiving in this game. However, if you jump too late, you'll lose momentum. Like between jumps, like yeah, right there. You'll lose momentum because there's like this landing lag in this game. But if you jump within a certain window, you don't lose any momentum. And with scroll wheel, essentially you just, you spam scroll wheel down as you're about to land, and it'll always hit every time. While with a button, it's still possible, but it's really kind of annoying. What about space? Well, that would encounter the same problem I just described with the mouse button. Yeah, no, you have way low momentum right now.
Oh, I see.
Get up to full speed first. Get up to full speed first on the ground. You don't gain any speed while jumping in this game at all. Yeah, so the speed you have there is the speed you're going to have for the rest of the B-hop. And there you slowed down because you bumped into a wall, and now you'll never get that speed back until you stop jumping.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Unlike in CSGO, where I've heard you can accelerate pretty much infinitely with the bunny hops.
Actually, I think I might be an up mouse wheel jumper. Not gonna lie.
Hey man, whichever one you prefer is fine, but I would highly recommend you use a mouse wheel. And so what I want to see you able to do, you don't have to be able to do this right now, but I'm going to share my screen again. So what I want us to be able to do is I want you to be able to pretty much always hit this jump. Pretty much always. Like, you haven't seen me miss it yet. And then I want you to be able to come over onto this thing and jump off it and back on. Like this. And by like the middle of the week, I'm hoping that you can do it back and forth like this type of thing. Like no break between the jumps, and you're air strafing back and forth. Like really full control of how this mechanic works. As you can see, it looks kind of crazy what I'm doing. And once you have this level of control in your air strafes, we're chilling. You're chilling. So it's really smooth mouse movements involved. And that's like the hardest part. Like no jittery movements. You'll lose real momentum. And so you should be able to bunny hop around and maintain full momentum like all around the place. This is what I want to be able to see. So I don't want to see like what you were doing when you were jumping, is you were jumping like in a straight line like this. And you just look like a total noob. Like when people are jumping around, they're air strafing. So like even when I'm jumping onto this thing, I'm not jumping in a straight line. A super newbie. I'm jumping into the air and strafing around it because that's how the thing is shaped. You know? I mean, it just makes more sense to jump that way than this weird straight line. And you can even get much further. Like you could not jump to that point with a straight jump. You can see. Like
yeah.
The distance you can land with the air strafe is much further because the air strafe lets you manipulate yourself around corners a lot better. So here, even here, like if you wanted to jump onto this platform and peak art without an air strafe, you'd have to like jump up and then peak art. But with an air strafe, you can literally jump around and peak art at full momentum. You see that? I did not slow down at all.
Wait, do that again?
Yeah. So what you do is you jump up straight. Even here, it's tough. And then you'd have to peak, right? With an air strafe, you can jump around and peak at full speed because I'm essentially doing this. Except I'm turning in the air. So I can land on it right away.
Oh my god, you look like a pro doing that.
Exactly. Air strafing is like one of the most important like higher level movement mechanics. Like see how comfortably I can do it. It's something that you have to learn how to do really comfortably. And you'll start looking like a king. Like let's say you're getting shot at from here and you want to get around this corner. Well, if you bunny hop and air strafe around the corner, even if you get tagged when you're midair, you don't lose any speed. You lose speed if you get tagged while you're running away. So you don't want to run away. You want to bunny hop away. So you jump and see how I can easily get around the corner. Or let's say I'm running away. They're chasing me. You want to be able to bunny hop around these corners very tight. So you get into cover instantly. Like when I'm coming around this corner, I want to get around it midair even, as opposed to jumping straight and like then turning or whatever, or just running around it. So air strafes are used everywhere. Like when you watch your next like pro VOD, you'll notice these dudes are air strafing all the time. Especially like I know you were watching Jing. He does it when he satchels everywhere. But just jumps in general. And they unlock all forms of like creative high speed movement. I don't know if you saw the Mechs video I dropped yesterday, but I show some really cool ones there. And you can check those out if you're more interested in how this mechanic can apply. All right, we're going to move on to like VOD review though. Okay, do you have Kovacs or Aim Labs? Which one do you use for aim training? Or neither? You could say that.
I have aim labs, I think, but not downloaded right now.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to give us some aim training. Everyone in chat's like, please say Aim Labs. Okay, I'm going to boot up Aim Labs real quick. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you a drill that I want you to do in Aim Labs that will also like accompany this air strafe practice. That'll help you because people struggle with this a lot when they're new to FPS. So you're gonna go to training, you're gonna search, it's called Spider Shot 180, and I'd highly configure your aim lab so it doesn't look like the eye vomit it looks like by default. Anyways, what this one does is you essentially will click this center target to say I'm ready, and it'll spawn another target, and that's what you're trying to hit. And then after you click that one, the next center is behind you, and back and forth like that. And what you want to do is one smooth mouse motion back to the other side, no picking up your mouse. Okay. Like this. Got it? So one smooth continuous motion all the way around back towards that ball.
You're not fucking around today, coach.
What do you mean?
Looking clean.
Oh. I'm just trying to demonstrate for the student. Hopefully you can score at least this well. Like, I took a long break at the start and I'm not super sweating. So there we get a lovely 69,000, but you need to be able to go back and forth like that 180 degrees in one smooth motion. Because a lot of the time when we're doing these bunny hops, there's these 180 degree smooth swipes that occur. And this will help you practice that while also just working on your like static target acquisition. Everyone hitting me with the nice because I got a 69. True. So you can use this to practice that. And then additionally, I'm going to show you, I apologize in advance because every beginner is going to hate this task. However, this is super important. So it's called angle shot. So you're almost certainly gonna have to play the novice task because you're a noob. But if it starts feeling easy, feel free to try the harder ones, but they're gonna make you cry. People fall into this trap when they play aim trainers where they play scenarios that make them comfortable. They shoot giant balls the size of Jupiter that don't move. And then they wonder, why aren't I better at the game? And I'm sure you understand what the problem with that inherently as someone who's gotten good at things frequently. If you're not making yourself uncomfortable and pushing yourself, then you're not going to improve. So aim trainers are the same way. And this is a scenario that's going to make you uncomfortable. And if it stops making you uncomfortable, up the difficulty. These targets move a lot and their like movement patterns are a little tricky. And the way you shoot at them is very important for Valorant. I want you to essentially, I don't want you tracking them like this and shooting. I want you getting in front of the target and shooting when you think it's going to cross. Okay. And the whole time, always think what your next target is. That makes sense. And I want you to really go for accuracy. Now, you're not going to be able to get 100% accuracy because these things sometimes change directions on a dime and you'll miss. So it happens. But above 80% would be pretty good.
Wait, so how are you choosing which one to go for next? It's random?
I've already got the idea of one in my head. Don't worry about min-maxing the pathfinding. Just pick one. Like, we're not going for score here. We're just going for practicing shooting moving targets. Okay. So just have the idea of a target in your head and do not multi-click. So if you miss, you better already be aiming to the next target. Like, you shouldn't be doing kill confirmation, if that makes sense.
Got it.
So because you already have like in mind what your next target is going to be, you'll shoot and go to that next target. If you're like able to get a run that's over 90% accuracy, then I would go to the next difficulty for sure. It essentially will make the target smaller and they'll move even faster and you're going to cry. You're going to cry a lot. And then there's one more. I need to look up the name of it. I want us to play VT arc shot. So in this one, the balls bounce. You see?
Yep.
And I want you to be able to shoot them. And essentially, at first, it's going to be easiest to try and shoot them at the tip of their arc. And it's going to be really frustrating to try to shoot them at any other part. So just try to hit them at the tip of their arc for now. And this is going to build like your reading ability, essentially. So you like pick a target and you try to get it at its tip. And again, accuracy is everything. Ooh, these guys are tough. Yeah, you're going to hate this. I love this.
Are you just trying to torture me?
Yes, I'm trying to get you to Immortal. And I'm assuming you're trying to get to Immortal. So again, you're trying to lead the shot, but sometimes you will see that I do track the ball. Like if I accidentally like flick too short and I end up on the ball, then I will track it, yes. However, I'm trying to get in front of it and click as it crosses the crosshair. And that's the technique that you use in Valorant, generally speaking. You want to like anticipate where they're going to move, aim a bit in front of them, and they walk into the crosshair and you click. Okay. So you're going to do Spider Shot 180 to work on those smooth 180 movements. And then you're going to do those two moving tasks, Arc Shot and Angle Shot Novice. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And those are pretty much just going to be there for the rest of the climb. There's no like, once you reach a point, you've graduated. Just like up the difficulty on yourself. Let's do a VOD review. Which VOD you want to look at, Mr. Darshan?
Wait, you have VODs?
Don't you Twitch stream?
Oh, true.
Yeah, there we go. We've got your games from yesterday right here on your Twitch.
Fuck, what game do I want to VOD review?
I can pick one if you don't have a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, we could watch this Pearl one where you completely shit the bed. Yeah, I think we should look at this. Yeah, because I gave you prep too. What's going on here?
Okay, yeah, let's watch it.
We're watching Darshan play in Platinum 2, although I think we're pretty high MMR. Yeah, we're getting cooked though. All right.
All right. Hey, what you eating, bro? Sounds fucking tasty. Oh, what kind of cupcake?
Oh, if you crouch while throwing that one, it's easier, by the way, that pipe trip.
Okay.
That's not the cam.
Things just got a little too,
We're getting a little creative here, okay. The cam I gave you is for B-Link. You didn't forget it, right?
Yep.
Okay, you're just throwing this one because you wanted to?
Yeah. Actually, I was just fucking talking to this dude, so I was distracted.
Looks like there's 3B. Oh, they fucking got me.
Okay, so there's actually another cam that is secret tech that I didn't show you that I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so there's I like this cam on pistol rounds because generally speaking on pistol rounds teams will 5-sec rush. That's a good rule of thumb. So we can actually extend that rule of thumb to if 5 seconds have passed and we don't see them on our site, you can just rotate. Even if you don't hear them, you don't see them, they're hitting the other side like 9 times out of 10. Because on pistol round, people just rush.
This is good.
So here we do see them, which is lit. So the cam is the moment the round starts, you actually run up here and you cam on like this bush and then you run back. Let me see. I'm gonna throw it quickly. Okay, it's on this side of the bush. You'll have to practice it. You'll have to air strafe around the corner. But what's so good about this cam is that notice it's behind that wall. Because they're coming out, like they don't see it. And you see them in the backs here. So you see them in their backs as they come out. And this cam like never gets broken. Because they just don't see it. Like nobody sees this cam. Just put on this bush, the right side. The round starts, put on the bush, hop away. And you've got to get it down fast. So don't worry about placement of the cam. Roughly here. And I'm sure you understand why it's so good being in this position. Because these guys running by, like, even if they hear the cam, they don't know where to look. And they feel very uncomfortable looking this way. Because they're out in the open. Exposed to all these angles. So if you're anticipating B-rush, this cam can be really good. Okay. There's so in League of Legends, you know, like best technique is like you glance at the minimap every, I don't know, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or whatever. Valorant is more like the minimap. I call it a minimap light switch, where you actively decide, okay, I'm in minimap mode now, or you say, okay, I'm in crosshair mode now. And sometimes you can go 30 seconds in crosshair mode, where you shouldn't look at your minimap at all. And other times you can go 30 seconds in minimap mode, where you don't look at your crosshair at all. So it's a bit unintuitive, especially for high-level League of Legends players to learn how to do this. However, right now, I hope you understand we're in minimap mode. The reason why we're in minimap mode is because there's no danger to us and we're in cover. So we should only be looking at the minimap. We'd never look at our crosshair in this type of scenario because there's no threat. They can never peek us. So other times we're in minimap mode, you have your knife out, you're reloading your gun, and you're like second man, like you're following a teammate who's clearing space. You'd be looking at your minimap for that. And what you're doing there is it's called playing minimap refrag. When you're playing refrag by looking at your minimap. I actually made a video on this. Yes, you're trading wrong. And here I've got clips that demonstrate this. So higher ELO players look at their minimap when they're trading to figure out how to place their crosshair faster, essentially. Like, where is the enemy located? I've got like actual clips here so you can see that this is actually how people play. So here's one of my students, JG. He's a Radiant player. And you can see on his minimap, there's the stage. Bam, dead. He aimed at that stage, the minimap. Here's Hiko. I'm sure you're familiar. He's throwing a shock, but then there's breach in the minimap. And of course, Hiko's looking at his minimap. You can see his eyes because we're in a smoke. And bam. So we shoot that guy because we saw them on the minimap. Here, this is me. Bam, I just shot that guy on the minimap. Why am I looking at my minimap? Because there's no threat. I'm super far back. Nobody can peek me. So anytime there's no threat to you, you're only looking at your minimap. And you should get to a point where you can aim with your minimap, as you saw I do in that clip. Okay? So this is right here. I'm seeing us not do that. So right here, we should see that Reyna on our minimap is looking at like this chamber, and we should be able to dead zone bullets at her. Have you been practicing your dead zoning at all? Or you're like pre-firing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are really safe bullets to take on her, like minimal threat to us. and we know her precise location. So that's free value. And when you get really good at dead zoning, it's almost a free kill.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
So right there, we could have dead zoned at least 2 bullets, like back and forth. And there they were. So like all here would be all dead zoning, in my opinion. Okay, this is too crazy. I need to show you an FNS round on this map.
Oh, I saw that one, but I'm down to watch it again.
Oh, which one did you see? Because I've shown multiple.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that, but
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Did you see
oh,
this one?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, okay, perfect.
Fade B.
Because the difference
Now.
is how often he's exposed to actually die. He pretty much will only be jump spotting or dead zoning bullets from this type of cover, which is called finessing cover. He's finessing his way around a cover. Sinatra is famous for being one of the players who like is known for like his finessing. If you want to watch somebody play, he's like one of the best. And what finessing cover means is essentially you're not going to die to them.
3 here. 4 here.
Essentially prioritizing living over killing and just trying to get as many bullets at them as you can while certainly staying alive. So here he's not going to peek that because he's concerned he could die if he peeks that.
For sure he's there.
Instead he's grabbing info.
He doesn't know I know.
Nice safe jump spots. And he sees Reyna there and he doesn't peek because he could die. He's waiting till that Reyna comes out on his teammates. Nice and safe. Bam. And that's like our first, I would say this is the first time he's exposed to any danger, but he was looking at his mini map as he was rotating this way. Right here, he glanced and he sees his teammates fighting and he knows when he peeks out here that he's relatively safe. So same idea here. Notice that Astra's not looking at us. And this is when he commits to swinging for a fight. How's he know? Mini map. And I'd say that's like his one mistake, getting really wide there. Right there, dead zoning bullets. I'll do it again. Oh, this is also tech. He throws his classic down over there so that it doesn't make noise when he picks up the sheriff over here. When you pick up a gun and you're not holding one, you just grab it, no noise. But if you still had his classic and he swapped to that sheriff, it would make noise on this side of hall. So the players might train their crosshair over here. Instead, he dropped his gun on the right side. So they're less likely to train their crosshairs here. Here you see dead zoning, dead zoning. Jump spot when he's not shooting. Now we compare to the Darshan.
Oh, I am.
Here we see the Darshan struggling to reach the immortal ranks in such a short time frame.
Oh, take it easy. Take it easy.
Observe
Just wait for them to commit.
as he deady peeks into multiple fights belong. Right here. You see that? That was death. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Too much standing still in the open. And then, I mean, you already know this is bad. I don't need to tell you about this. Like, what the hell?
It
You're not
worked,
even
though.
looking at that guy on your left? Oh, do you know what I mean when I say deady peek?
Oh,
No. I have no
Perfect.
idea.
Perfect, perfect. We have a clip for it, but oh, you can't throw that to the barriers.
Yeah. Hey, I was going and learning. All right.
Okay,
I was learning as I went that game.
Yeah, yeah. So deady is DEDI, which is short for dedicated. And essentially, when I say deady peek something, like, let's say you want to deady peek that angle, that would mean that you're gonna come out and like commit, like you're ready if they're there. Sort of like when you see people slicing the pie, they're deady peeking a bunch of certain angles. So like they'll deady peek this angle, deady peek here, deady peek up here, deady peek this angle. So you're essentially saying, if they're there, I'm gonna fight. And I'm gonna stand my ground. So that's what you did on these guys out here. Without knowing it, you deady peeked them because you swung out and you're like, I'm dedicated to this fight. I'm down. So we don't want a deady peek in that situation. We want to maybe jiggle peek, peek for info, jump spot, finesse the cover more. When deady peeking is generally when you want to contest space very aggressively. So when you're on offense, it's very frequent. When you're on retake, it's very frequent. It's very rare to do it in this type of scenario where they're pushing out on us. But now you know what the term means. Let's go back to our Vaughn. Okay, so I wouldn't throw that. Yeah, I'd throw this one. They don't have a dog. So this wider trip is better unless they have like a fade dog or a sky dog that breaks it. Then you throw that tricky one that's on the default plan. So that trip's better that you just threw, yeah. Oh no, then you threw the wrong cage anyways.
Time for the camera.
Oh, and oh. Oh.
It doesn't matter because
It hurts my soul.
Platinum gamer, let's go.
Yeah, that. Look at okay. Yeah, we should already be gone. Hey, look at the minimap. Have you played Risk, the board game?
Like once in my life.
Perfect. That's probably
Been a while.
enough. That's probably enough for the analogy to work. Because I was just explaining this to chat. Let me wipe this. I'm about to redraw that exact diagram. Okay, chat. This red is us. We're playing Risk. We own this territory. And we have enemies on our right and above us. Green and blue. And let's say arbitrarily, we currently have 2 troops on this edge, 2 troops on this edge, and then 7 troops over here. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out what we would do at the end of our turn. Like what would we do with these 7 troops? Let me know if it's not intuitive to you, but generally speaking, you'd want to send them to one of the edges or split them up to the edges. So like send 4 here, 3 here. So just like 6 and 5. That makes sense?
Yep.
Perfect. Tell me if it doesn't make sense, by the way. So right here, if we look at our formation on our mini map, just try to think of it as like a Risk board like this. We have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 B. And now look where you are. Do you see how you're that troop right now in the middle of the formation doing nothing? So we should immediately want to position ourselves with one of these teammates. It doesn't matter who. You can run to Yoru, you can run to Neon, you can run to Astra, you can run B. It really doesn't matter. But we can't be here. We can't be here because this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for us to have troops allocated in this position. And so the way you're rotating now also should inherently not make sense. We should rotate this way because it would be faster to join Neon or Astra if they happen to be there. You've just committed hard to only helping Chamber. And look at that. You changed your mind. And if we changed our mind, and we were instead in this type of region, we'd be much faster. We could even potentially join Neon to double flank out. So the pathing that you chose was suboptimal.
hold your spots. He's just good for 1.
Baba Booey.
Oh, what the?
I was just like, how the fuck did they get there? That's like I was like on stream, I was like, that's a surprise birthday party.
No, wait. How did that happen?
I don't like birthdays and I don't like surprises.
I think they all got past Yoru. Wait, let's see.
Fuck, I don't have time for
No, I think they got past Neon. She was like,
You're
not
so
looking at-
right, dude. Is she just hiding art? This is not your fault at all, by the way, dying to that.
No, it's my fault. Could have played better. Sorry. Sorry, coach. Won't happen again.
No, you always trust a teammate to control their space. Yeah, Neon. Neon let them all by.
She's looking to the fucking wall.
She let them all by and she didn't recognize the timing windows right here. They're all past. That's crazy. That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that. That
made
is
you, like, happy
crazy.
birthday.
Now, I need you to know, I was thinking like, interesting. They're initiators, solo lurking A. That doesn't make sense. Like it wasn't adding up to me, but that's crazy.
Hold on, I gotta see it again. That was just, it was so funny. I was just like, what the f-? I was like, oh man.
Hold your spots. He's just good for 1.
Yo.
How does that happen? What the hell? I've never seen that. I've never seen that. That's the crazy. You know, my pathing, I would have seen them too. I would have just accidentally covered this option because I would have routed towards art.
Oh, what the fuck?
But pure luck, pure luck. Wow. I mean, nothing you can do about that. Nothing you can do about that.
Okay. You say something about women one more time, Astra.
You want to bait the hell out of this guy. I don't care that you have less HP and you've got the weaker gun. This is solo queue and you need to have an ego. You're better than that guy and you can't trust him.
Wait, what happened last round? You're like, you gotta trust them to hold their angles.
No, it's more like when you're playing with somebody, you want to min-max who has to do the harder job. So whichever job has more trust, you want that to be you. So in this case, the person who has to trade has the job that requires trust. And you're going to get really mad if you die and that guy just runs away. So it's better if that guy dies and you trade him or try to trade him because that part is fully in your control. And right here, I don't like this rotation. Yeah, I'd stay with Yoru. Like double flank. And the common pattern I like on these double flanks is you let that guy go first. You watched the eco round video, right?
Yes.
You said that.
Oh, the one where there's like the 3 people flanking.
Exactly. So what you're going to do is you're going to let that guy flank. You're going to let him die. You're not going to trade him. And then 2 seconds later, you're going to flank. And you'll kill them all. Because they're going to be like, okay, dealt with the flanker. Except they haven't. Because there's 2. And then in Radiant, they might expect the second. But, I mean, we're not in Radiant. We're fine. Yeah, then you call a third guy. I mean, you already know, though. It becomes like a mind game of like who can play more suboptimally, but optimally. Retake. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You're dizzy. You're dizzy. You haven't even placed your trip.
I know, and I was like, oh. I'm placing my trips as the round starts here. I'm a Cypher noob on this map.
Yeah, at this point, it's already B2.
Hey, I gotta save 2. I gotta save 400 gold. You know.
Yep. Okay, routing. Freeze frame. We got 2 options. Heaven, CT. In hindsight, what do you like more and why?
Oh, I think I would still go heaven. I think I would go heaven because I don't know. Going CT or going the under spot feels harder.
Okay. I like heaven too. I think because your crosshair is their crosshairs will have to move to a wider angle and you can easily swing off these teammates. Okay, but I don't like what you're about to do. So I would get right up against this wall and swing out off their contact. And you get closer to walls when you're going to swing off people because you can cover more ground faster at the cost of some angle advantage. So if you're back here and you swing out, it takes like that long to see all of sight. Versus if you're here, nearly instantaneously, you see I can expose all of sight. It's geometry. Because here I've got to stand even further back to not be exposed. Well, here I can get really close up.
Wait, I actually haven't heard that one. That's good. I'll keep that in mind, coach.
So when you're playing off of people, or even if you're playing a flash agent, you want to flash around a corner, you'll notice that flashers get close to the wall in high elo when they flash, because then they're going to come out and see everyone they blinded, because they don't know specifically where. So when you know that you're peeking into somebody who's not necessarily holding you, getting close to the cover is better because you can cover more ground. So here, if you're going to bait some teammate who's holding some angle here, which you should be doing, you should be playing off them. You want to be here in case that guy swings a bit and plays it wrong and you need to like expose an angle you didn't expect to have to expose. This is called crosshair discipline, by the way. Notice how long your crosshairs in this box as you come over here is unacceptable. So right here, they could potentially be pushing us CT or even Omen TP heaven, and watch your crosshair. You're always just anticipating peeking into them and you're not ready for them to peek into you at any point. See that crosshair? Bam. And then yeah, you do peek into them, so it's lit. However, generally you only want to aim into the wall like the frame before you expose. So here you see me scaling. I'm going to scale like this, and now let's say I want to peek. Bam. That makes sense. So my crosshair's only dead in the wall when I'm ready to actually peek. You're like peeking like this and you're like, okay, so our crosshair should either be here or here. I don't really care which. One of these two though. And then you swing. And the challenge I'm going to set for you on this, because crosshair discipline is really important, is even when you have your knife out and whatnot, I want your crosshair roughly like a centimeter away from the corner on your monitor at head height, like at all times. Like even while you're rotating, just to build this habit. See, my crosshair is just always going to try and be at head height on a corner. Because we need to develop crosshair discipline like this. It becomes really important. It should be second nature. And I can do this while looking at the minimap. So here, I'm not looking at my crosshair, if you can believe me. I'm going to keep it roughly at head height. And I'm just using my minimap right now. That was all minimap. So even while like rotating on the minimap, you should be able to roughly keep your crosshair head height. Now, I'm obviously really good at it. I got 1,000,000 hours, but it's important.
Okay, we're getting better with that.
Okay.
That's okay, I'll carry this round. Trust. Cypher div.
Yeah, we're too slow on the setup though. The round's going to start and we're not ready to throw our cage. Yeah, and then you're just winging it. And now they're pushing us and we're crying because we didn't get the setup in time. For everybody in chat, I'm going to do the setup real quick. So I'd actually throw strip first. I'd throw this trip. Then I'd come up. Throw the cam. And then I hop back over the wall and I start right here. Then the round starts. God. You throw your cage. They're pushing, cage up. You shoot their head. Remember, you cut their heads off and then you drop and you play off the trips and cam.
That was crispy, coach.
They're grabbing orb.
Yeah, and I'm not even a Cypher player.
Same. Actually, I placed a little bit. This camera is really nice though. They don't like to shoot that shit.
Oh, we didn't get him. Okay, another pro tip actually I realized that you're going to need here. So if they break this cam, you're still a live dugout and you need to be able to spam along here. Don't just ping the back wall and shoot, because then you're just shooting at that one spot. You want to ping the back wall on both corners and line up the pings and then spam. And now you're shooting everyone along this whole wall, as opposed to just shooting angled bullets at one specific part in that wall, if that makes sense. Because this is going to happen. They're going to break your trips. They're going to play post plant. You're going to be dug out. And you need to know, because if you just throw one ping and try to wing it, more often than not, yeah, here I'm hitting a bit wide, so I wouldn't hit this guy in this corner. It's really hard to line them up without two pings. And there you go. You see how you're spamming right now? I can see the future. If we just drop two pings on our map real quick and lined them up, this spam would get you a kill. Hey, you're the goat.
Yo, how cringe is this?
Dude, I never played this angle before. It was so funny. Every time they came, I just would I kill one person.
What is this laziness, mister?
No, behind. Left.
Okay. So you don't see him in the cam. Let me show you how I'm peeking this at this point, because they could be secret right over here. So I'd like peek, look at it. I don't see. Then I'm probably jump spotting to check flowers. And then I see him and I'm gonna dead zone some bullets at the guy. And what you can do is you can actually dead zone some bullets close, and then you can swing really wide. And what'll happen is this guy who was holding here is gonna start pulling his crosshair close because you're dead zoning him. And then you come out really wide. It's really hard for him to hit. Called the pop and swing. And it's
Pop and swing.
yeah, a lot of people like make fun of it for being a meme technique, but it's actually quite good. And there you see his crosshair was wide. That's the reason he one tapped you. He didn't one tap you because he's cracked. He one tapped you because he was holding his crosshair right here, like I said he would be. He's holding his crosshair here, expecting you to swing out wide because he's being weird. But if you expected him to potentially expect you here because you killed people, you jump spot, see him, pull his crosshair tight, and then you can fight this guy. Way better, and you're way less likely to get laid out. And this is the root cause of all the gold copers being like, I get one tapped in platinum every game.
Baby.
These guys are demons. They're not demons. All these setups need work. These setups need work.
It's too late. Sorry.
Also, pro tip:
I
you
was
should
just
check
late.
their economy. If they're on an eco round, they're less likely to plant for long and more likely to have to plant like default on site. And so if you see that they're like on poor economy, you can actually update your second trip to be like over here, because they're more likely to commit and try to fight for site, because coming way back long and fighting long angles is not too good for their eco. I like this a lot. Yeah. He's halls on you. Oh, you're panicked. Crosshair discipline though. Notice the whole time, crosshair, just pick one. I don't care if you're wrong. The round you look B, part where you're looking B link, that was fine. Then you recognize Astro's there, but now our crosshair is in no man's land. Just put it here or up here. I don't really care. Somewhere that's not no man's land. There we go.
Cam 3.
Oh, I would use that smoke all day. Yeah. So the pattern my brain is seeing is this guy is lovely bait for me. Perfect meat shield. He's about to even fight the Cypher. So I'm going to look to walk through the smoke and peek him when he's not looking. And conveniently, you can see that would have just happened. I can see the future. Once again. But even if that didn't happen, I would start asking Astro to make noise. So right here, I'm already walking through smoke. And then bam, mini-map. Look at that guy. Clueless. Free kill. However, let's say he wasn't looking at Astro, or we didn't even see him. So we think he's looking at the smoke. I'd be like, yo, Astro, can you shoot bullets or push this guy? And basically shoot noise bait for you. Right now, you're not in the round.
Trade me. Play together.
Yeah, and then you give her the trust roll. It's dangerous. Very dangerous. Perfect. You end up on the trust roll anyways. It's lit.
Nice.
That guy sucks.
Well,
Yeah, let me
it's
know
like
sooner if
I
you want
remember
me.
you had a video like this. When you're low HP, you should just trade yourself. So my mentality there was like,
Yeah,
let me
if
group
you
up
don't
with
have better
Astra
options. So here you're above 40. So he actually can't just kill you with one body shot. And your Astra's kind of low too. I don't know what her health is, but I see it ticks down. So it's not that big of a deal. In a pro game, yeah, absolutely. You should go first and double up because that guy will find ways to isolate the 1v1s. If we're talking like just winning in solo queue in this type of position right here, where the Astra's already separated from you, it's just too hard to guarantee that she'll wait for you. If she was right next to you,
I was
then...
calming. I was like here, as soon as I got hit, I think going in the smoke is good, but as soon as I got hit by this KO knife, do you think I should still go in the smoke? Because then I feel
yeah,
like...
this KO knife's a huge circle. It really doesn't localize you much anywhere. Like you could be B-Link, be long. He doesn't know precisely where you are with that knife. And as you can see, he's not worried about it at all. You can see right there. He's not looking at the smoke.
That's fair.
Trade me.
But yeah, so you're saying trade me, and that guy's just looking for the fight.
Yeah.
And there he is taking another fight. I would more look for this if it's very linear, the path that you have to take. Let's say you and Astra were here and you're pushing A. Now it makes sense for you to go first because there's no way for her to like ignore you and take a fight instead because it's very linear. Like the next fight is happening in front of you. In this type of scenario, it's very complicated. The next fight can happen in multiple different places. And here you can see she finds the fight from some weird angle. So it's unreliable to just try to get her to follow you.
Dude, I'm actually glad we chose this VOD.
You'll learn the airstrafe soon. I trust. Is your Astra just stun a main?
Better. Okay, don't peek. We won.
Yeah. And see, you've got like the right idea. You've watched pro play, I'm sure. Like he shouldn't peek. You're right. And you should play this type of setup. But while you're telling him not to peek, you should already be preparing yourself for the event that he does peek. Because it's solo queue and he totally will half the time. So even while you're telling him not to peek, I'd close this cam and I'd get up next to him. And then if he starts going away, you come back here and you're like, it's lit. But if he keeps pushing, you're like, well, at least I can trade this dumbass. And after you trade him, you bunny hop right back over here to your lovely spot and you continue playing passive.
I'll hold this.
But he left, so it's lit. Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm already out of here.
All right. Dude, this is nice. Playing Cypher is nice. I'm just fucking chilling.
Nah, stop chilling. You're literally calming like Cypher's nice. I'm chilling. No, get out of here, Darshan. They're not here.
Oh,
They're not here. What are we still doing here?
This was just like, dude, I was like...
You're shift walking right now. There's one alive and they're connector. You're shift walking.
Okay, we should have chosen a different VOD.
I don't want to.
I'm getting hard exposed on stream.
And now you're trusting Yoru to trade you.
Pretty sure he went back there.
That's fine. Don't get it.
You're leaving him. No, bait him. Stay with him. Stay with him. Just sniff his butthole. Look, you just died. You just died.
I know. Wait, but look, I get in this rain.
You get timing. You get timing. Because she's like, no, World Cypher was right there because he would have tried to trade. Yeah.
He's like, oh fuck, I don't want to run into that setup.
Genius.
Surprise!
Genius.
Oh my.
The pacing's too
go.
slow. Pacing's too slow. Oh, you're
Yeah,
up here,
yeah.
but
Dude,
the round's already started, Darshan.
We need like the clown car music when I'm playing Cypher, trying to do my setup and failing my jumps. The
That's
editor
okay. We're
has to
working on the
edit it in.
jumps this week. We're working on the jumps. I want the airstrafing to be smooth.
Be smoother than butter, coach, just
Yep.
for you.
And right here, the crosshair should be head height as you're rotating. It should be right here, right here. And it doesn't matter, to be clear, with the knife out, but we're developing this like subconscious habit. We're trying to like force it into your brain as fast as possible. And you should be looking at your mini map. This is mini map mode. So I'm going to write it down, but like the three things are crosshair at head height, all times, not just with gun, like
Oh my
all
God.
times.
You're actually gonna kill me with this one.
I know. We need to build this into your subconscious ASAP. So all times. And the minimap light switch. So I don't ever want you glancing at the minimap, and that's hard. I only want you looking at the minimap when you go, it's minimap in time, baby. And then you minimap all over those fools. So you should only look at it when you go, I'm gonna look at it. And that you should have a plan for how you're gonna look at it. Like let's say you're looking out at the open and you want to look at your minimap. Well, then you better unswing for a bit to look at it. Or you better take the calculated gamble that I really need minimap info right now. So you look at it, but you know that you're looking at it. And so times that you should have it out, knife out, like reloading. And I'm building this for you because next VOD review, even without an eye tracker, I'll know that you should be looking at your minimap. And I'll be like, okay, so you see that guy. And you'll be like, oh, I didn't see him. And I'll be like, oh, you So you weren't using the light switch? You noob. Second man. I guess we'll reword this. Not first man.
What do you mean knife and reloading?
Like you have a knife out. Or you're reloading your
you're
gun.
saying- oh, at those times I should still be
Minimap.
crosshair head height?
Minimap.
Oh, minimap.
Yep. You should be looking at minimap when you have your knife out, you're reloading. And crosshair at head height, yeah. You're doing that while you're looking at your minimap. So
Holy shit.
right now you've got your knife out, so we should be looking at the minimap. And of course, our crosshair should be at head height somewhere on an angle. So it should be right here. If we were to place our crosshair, I'd put it either here or here. Would both be acceptable. Where it currently is unacceptable. Why the hell do we have an Odin?
Because that's how you play the fucking dugout angle, man. It's so fun with the Odin.
Okay, but why did we reveal that we have an Odin and that we're playing the cross?
Let's go.
No,
You've got
I
the
don't have a good
you've got
answer.
the goddamn Yu-Gi-Oh trap card right now, and then you just like showed it to them before you played it.
This is like back when I got my shiny
team, push
Jinzo
together.
stolen at that Yu-Gi-Oh trading card when I was 11 and I cried and never won again.
Oh wait, you actually I made a good analogy. He knows Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yo, this sound.
Dude, Yu-Gi-Oh is so fun, man.
Oh no 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 no
Here we go,
no
here we
no!
Boom! Another one.
I can't watch. This
Am I
guy's
your best
inventing
student yet?
trips.
This is Cypher
I can basically
gameplay never
scroll
before
all day,
seen.
So. I hear one.
This is good. This is good. This is good. Except you know,
Two.
the whole point of the setup is we take that initial fight A main with this cage, and you know why? It's so this AI heckin' neon Pislow can't swing over here and take this fight while we're just chilling dugout, because then she's gonna die and we're gonna cry in the club.
Wait, so the initial fight, I stay on top before I fall into dugout? Or...
Yeah, you stay on this wall and you put this cage up and you look over it and you see their heads.
Oh!
Yeah. You didn't know that?
that was like caveman moment where the light bulb goes
Yeah,
on.
that's why it has to land on the first step. That's a cage lineup, Darshan.
Aha!
Why do you think we
Okay.
wanted it on that specific step? It's because when we're here,
Oh,
you
God.
see their heads right here.
Oh, God, that's so good, coach. Jesus,
Yes.
tell me more.
Yes, and that way this noob neon also doesn't see them and doesn't take a dumb 50 that we can't trade. Is this now this neon flowers? Too bad, bucko. I get the first fight and I get to take it safely and then drop, and now go ahead. Your turn. That's fine. But we don't want to let her take some fight, die, and then we're in the 3v4. It's our fight.
They're gonna push A.
Fortunately, our neon was passive, but I mean, it's solo queue. That's not predictable. Yeah, and of course they don't even hit your trip. God, you're better.
Dude, I had so much fun. After
Yo,
like
I'm
10
actually
games of
playing
Reyna in a
this
row,
game
I just locked in Cypher and just started running around with the Odin, and it was actually the best time of my life.
Yeah, if you actually set up the
I'll make a custom taking
the trips correctly and the camera and the
Alright, I'm back
cage,
to B.
you're
There's
like
no
good
way they
for
go
all
A
of them
again
there.
after I did that to them.
Yeah. You're a Cypher one
You
trip.
want me to pop it right away?
You're literally dead, by the way. If you hadn't, like,
Just there and there.
they would have already
Yes,
swung.
That's done.
Yes, you should have
Neon
popped
was
it
like-
right away.
You want me to pop it right away?
Ooh!
Wow, they're
I
so
was
slow.
supporting my boy Neon on this play.
Okay, so we're in minimap mode. Good shots. Oh yeah, it's too easy for you. I like that. I like that.
Watch this. This is so funny. He runs back.
Yeah, you just hold this line. Oh, by the way, people don't know this, so I'm gonna tell you. ADS in Valorant has an unknown this is like rarely known by beginners. So you know when you spray, your bullets start shooting above your crosshair?
Yeah.
Well, when you're ADS'd, your bullets actually always go right on your crosshair. You see, my bullets are not above my crosshair now. Your crosshair follows your spray. See how it drops so much during the ADS?
Yeah.
So you're naturally doing this, but just in case you didn't know, when you're spraying with Odin, you just want to keep the crosshair on them. But when you're spraying not ADS, of course, you need to pull down. You see?
Oh.
Now, you just happen to be doing it correctly, but just in case you didn't understand how the mechanic works. Bro, you're
Dude, I can't
you're
play
having the
Reyna
time of your life right now.
Reyna is so fun.
I've got tech. Holy shit. This is tech on this map. Somebody was telling me to show you this earlier, and I said, he's not ready. You're ready. You're ready.
I'm ready?
Yeah.
What am I ready for?
30 seconds left.
Okay, so you get into the pre-round on offense side, and you see where these textures change on the ground?
Yep.
You stand on this corner right here in the top left of this part of the texture, okay? And then all you're going to do is you're going to ping like this side of mid doors, and you're going to aim roughly here above it. So a bit above the flower pot. Phase is going to end, and at 137, you shoot bullets right here and you spray. And those go right to this guy. You can see coming right through the wall. It's a free kill if they peek mid. I've got multiple clips of like viewers getting kills doing this. It's super nerdy, but I think this is your shit right here. So like wherever the spawn barrier is, I think it's like this one or whatever, crouched a bit above the tip of the flower pot.
Here.
I'm on the wrong one for sure. Yeah, there we go. It's like right there. Okay, that's your nerd tech.
Oh my god. That's going to be extra cringe when I pull that off.
Okay, bro, you have to chill with the heckin' hold down spray on the Odin.
I don't need this shit. It's okay.
What the heck is this rare ninjutsu?
Nice, bro.
Bro, where's our util?
Let's get it.
You just holding it all? After I showed you the fancy setup? And then we died at... No! I taught you!
Yeah,
After everything I taught you. I'm showing
I'm
chat.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm showing chat what I taught you. Middle of this box. The camera barely peeps over when we jump. Easy.
Oh my god.
We put the trip here since we're lurking B-side this round, and you wanted a cage for whatever reason. And then you can walk up mid, and we can see that guy behind us. What is this? This isn't that. Anyways, this is crosshair discipline though. Watch. Already it's too wide. You see?
Yeah, yeah.
Should be here.
Yeah.
And where was it? It was here because you know what you were doing, you dumbass? You were looking through the wall at your teammates. Something. I don't know what you were doing. But this guy should have been laid out.
Fuck.
And then you blame I should have waited in the corner. No, no, no. Crosshair discipline.
Get that fast.
I don't mind walking up there. That guy was caught with his pants down. Yeah, he's looking up at the window. So if your crosshair were here, you have a huge advantage in this fight. But because you're not on him...
On a peak, but it's really bad. I have a bad habit of doing that.
Yeah, so if you're not expecting an enemy or you think they won't peek, you should have your knife out because you'll move faster. Why have your gun out then?
True.
So anytime you have your gun out, I will assume that you did think they would peek, and you can't use that as an excuse when they do peek you. You had your gun out. If you're like, oh, I didn't think they'd peek, then I'm always going to be like, then why is your gun
I
out?
want all 5 of you in the fucking
No, I think it's just a bad habit of mine where it's like, if I just don't think a gunfight will happen, I'm not playing. Like, my
Yeah.
crosshair isn't ready for it.
Let's
Yep,
go.
exactly. But now you
Okay,
know
we
in
don't need our
future VODs,
abilities.
like, unless your knife is out, I'm holding you to
We
it.
don't
And
need our abilities. Just
You were
fucking-
ready, you should've
thanks,
fought.
Marshall. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
if you've got your knife out, you're gambling it and you die, you know, fair play. Then I'll be like, why you gamble that? But
Yes.
if you got reasoning, it's fine. Okay, okay, wait, pause, freeze frame. The risk map. I'd probably be tucked like secret here. I'd cage, maybe trip. I'm not going to push more unless our teammate starts pushing with me. Otherwise, I'm probably chilling here or maybe even going with Cypher. Chamber. Although now, of course, yeah, you go behind the arena. You made noise? You impatient. You need to be backed up. You need to be touching the wall here or you angle yourself. I've got a video on this too on my YouTube, this specific angle, dude. What happens when you
I
upload
saw the video
daily?
on this angle, but I guess I forgot about I'm supposed to be against the wall.
So
What am
yeah,
I supposed to-
standing this far up, our distance to this corner, what, 8 meters? I'm pretty sure, yeah, this guy's 11. So he's going to barely see you first. If you happen to be way up against the wall,
Here.
you're 11 as well. You see? Chilling.
I see. So I'm up. That's the angle that you're supposed to hold.
You're 3 meters too far forward. And so if they're very assiduous with their peak, they can lay you out. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this angle's actually it's really bad because you're also, I just noticed you're also holding it deep. So these guys can peek you too. And you don't want to know how far these guys are going to score at 22. The way I would usually recommend is you come over here. And the reason is, yeah, they can still peek you really deep over here. However, this guy is generally not doing this. Generally, these guys are just going to walk up this way, or they're going to route like this way, and then you're fine. And this guy routing out, you angle them now.
I won't cover them going from art to
Ain't nobody shift walk rotating through mid like this. Ain't nobody doing that. If they're rotating through mid, like that, they're almost certainly going to make noise. It'd be really weird. I mean, I guess it's possible that they rotate through mid like this. It's not
Yeah,
out of
that's
the
what I'm worried
question, but like, use a cam. I'd say that's pretty unlikely,
Oh, what the fuck? How do you know?
especially since we're not even on B. Feels bad.
Fuck is
I
going
like
on with the
this.
camera?
I wouldn't cam. It kind of advertises that you might peek B long, and I kind of do just want to peek B long. Numbers disadvantage, 50-50s are lit.
It was under.
I like the attempt at slicing the pie. Okay, so the cage. So all you want in the world right here is a fair 50. Because of the numbers here, I'm going to call you 2.3 versus 4. Neon's nearly dead. When you have less numbers, 50-50s are super lit. So there's like a systems of equations that determines when you want to take like a gunfight. And option 1 is like if your probability of winning the fight is greater than 50%, then you always take it, no matter what. Even if like the round is like secured, like 5v1. In solo queue, if it's a 55-45, you just take it, okay? But then the other scenario is if the probability of winning the fight is greater than your probability of winning the round. So right here, our probability of winning the round, I mean, it's all guesstimations, right? But I'm not going to give you better than 50% odds. I'll give you a disadvantage here.
Probably
So
like 20%. Yeah.
yeah. So the probability of winning this fair fight of Chamber swinging you there, definitely higher than our odds of winning the round. So you caging it off to like deny that fight is bad. We want that fight. He shouldn't want to give us that fight, but it's solo queue. He probably will. So I would just hold and look to fight this guy. And sure enough, there he is.
Fuck.
I guess I have a question. Do you think I thought that me caging so that I can go to halls is a better option. Do you think just going for the fight is the best option? Because I think if I can get into halls, I'll have a really good position to potentially win the round as well.
I guess I'd just be worried that by the time you get there, that chamber has a friend, and then you've lost your opportunity to take a 1v1 duel.
I guess maybe in solo queue he'll swing, right? But say he doesn't swing, and then say I just wait, and then nothing happens.
Oh yeah, that's like super rare. I get what you're saying. You just wait, nothing happens, and you could have gone halls, but you could like walk halls though while holding for the swing. Like we can kind of do
I'm
both.
exposed to so many angles if I don't cage, but
I mean, your cage is here.
Cage triggered.
So the angles that you were exposed to while you're looking B-Link are like Heaven CT.
actually I guess I'm just exposed no matter what.
Yeah. And the guy happened to be like out here, and now he's running back this way. If we're giving him some level of respect, unlikely this guy's coming Heaven super soon. Because if they were, the chamber would have tried to like stay out a bit wider. Maybe I could play off them. I mean, super like hindsighty. I just like taking fights when you're down numbers. And I keep it very simple. Like the enemy there, look there. And that'll work all the way up to Radiant. Crosshair discipline. What are you doing? You're letting them know that you're still A? Break the wall. This wall is free infinite info for them. I don't know if you know Sage Wall. It shows on the minimap for the team that placed it. So right now they see this on the minimap. You know what that tells them? It tells them that you haven't walked through A main. And it means that they can allocate 0 troops right here to that choke and instead allocate more troops elsewhere because this wall has it. But if you were to break a hole in that wall, you'll force them to pull a troop back over, risk style. You know what I'm saying?
It just feels so depressing to try and kill a wall.
Yeah, I
fully
know. You
formed
just gotta
wall with
knife
your
that
pistol.
shit. You just gotta knife that shit. The frenzy's never
knifing.
gonna break it. You'll run out of frenzy bullets before you break apart that wall. Yeah. Oh, this is super good. You better not swing though. I hate you, Darshan. Look, this is effectively a teammate holding our cross, which means if we stay tucked by the door,
I'm pretty sure I'd die here too, yeah.
we stay right here close to the door. Our teammate goes and you go out here and go and they're crying. Wait, where did our teammate go? What the hell? He took it back. Or no, did they break it already? Wait, what? He took it back. What an asshole.
Fuck.
When you're full blind, you gotta pray. You gotta pray. I wouldn't shoot. The odds that they don't clear you are higher than the odds that you kill them full blind, in my opinion, in that scenario. So I wouldn't
Yep.
shoot.
Oh, fuck. He's upping. Oh, Jesus.
Okay. You can actually beat ops. I'm going to show you. So the operator is a long-range immobile weapon. There's like different classes of guns in this game, like short range, like Stinger. Stinger's a short-range mobile weapon. So in certain fights, the Stinger way better than the op. And in certain fights, the op way better than the Stinger. So every weapon has advantages and disadvantages. And the op's biggest disadvantage is peeking. The op is great at holding, just like the Odin. Odin is also an immobile weapon. So this player who has an op who just killed your homie and has unswung a bit, the best thing that can happen to them is you peeking into them because they're immobile. They wish for you to peek into them. So what you generally do against an op is you stand still, you hold it head height, ADS, and you play human benchmark. And you say to yourself, I'm just going to click when I register them on my screen, and I'm going to trust my crosshair placement. I'm going to move. And if they peek into you, the weakness of their weapon, you'll kill them. And in your elo, that will happen a lot. Even in Radiant, this happens a lot. But I mean, you encounter like the best operators in the world. They'll toss in a crouch peek. They'll do a jump peek. And that's because they understand that this is the one weakness of their gun. If they peek into you and you're just holding and standing still and not trying to aim, you're trusting your crosshair placement, you're clicking the moment they peek, then you're going to kill them at least half of the time.
Let's not.
So right here, you know they have the op, and there you can see on the minimap they're moving, which we should be looking at. We're in a smoke. Sad.
Yeah, let's
I'd get like tight where this Astra is and just
get the
hold.
fuck out of here.
I think we had a better scenario actually earlier too. Yeah, right here.
Oh.
So right here, I'd stand still and hold.
Oh, fuck. He's up.
And there they are.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, he's already plat 2? Oh, sorry. He's plat 3. My bad. Wrong
Right, you
rank
grab bomb
icon.
and come A fast. Hey,
Oh
hey,
god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this.
That makes me want to watch it more.
I'm hyperventilating. I'm hyperventilating. I'm
Did
hyperventilating.
they all go past you and you bean it?
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Shoot too early?
No. I was like deciding, do I want to kill this Sage or not? And then I was like, I'm not sure. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll kill her. And then like, it was just like indecision led to like my worst fucking shot ever. And then we lost the round. And then this game actually got pretty close.
Yeah, so what I'd do here is I would tell myself, well, Sage isn't going to deady clear this. He's not going to deady peek this angle. So I would say I have an advantage. And I'd use that advantage to take my time on my first shot. Essentially saying, I'm going to check if she's looking at me before I shoot. Because I'm in such a crazy angle, I think it's very unlikely that Sage is going to be like rotating off B and she's going to like deady clear this. It'd be so weird. If she actually comes out and clears this, you know what? Fine. She deserves the kill. I've hedged this bet. And then I would react to what I see. So I'd give myself
She's gonna
like
see me eventually though, right?
maybe. But that's what I'm giving myself time for. Let's see. When does she peek? She wouldn't see you. There's no way. There's no way.
Oh,
She wouldn't have seen you.
no.
She's rotating this way. Oh, it's possible on the side of her screen, actually. Yeah. Oh, it depends, though. How close is she to the wall? Lil Cooch in chat's very sure that she would notice. Actually, Lil Cooch, when you peek this close to the wall, notice on the left side of my screen, you don't see it. So while you seem to be confident that it's objectively sure that she'd see it, evidently that's not true. Look at my mini-map here while I peek. There's a gap right there. Also, yeah, she could have left-hand gun model. You're right. She's peeking really close. Look at the mini-map. She doesn't see this, chat. She doesn't see this. Look at that. She's close to the wall. She might not see you. I don't know
Fuck.
if she does or not 100%.
I was like,
but I would definitely gamble.
pressing.
And if she started turning, I'd start shooting at her because I've got a huge advantage. Campeki's back. As far as you're concerned, every Radiant player clears
Yo,
that angle
what
because
the
they might as well. See, I'm thinking they might be knife out. Yeah, so Campeki's take is that because you were likely lurked, he's saying like a Radiant caliber player in that scenario on the A retake would be worried about potential lurk angles like that and would clear. Now, he may not deady peek it every time depending on his mood, but he definitely looked there. Fair. I think I would gamble it personally, but I could see why that might be the wrong play. It's lit.
Yes.
It's super lit. You're cracked. Oh, is this
I
our
think-
rank up? Oh. Platinum
And then I
3.
lock in Omen first time for fun.
We go again. We go again.
He just
we go again.
queues right back up on hour 8 of his stream at 2 a.m. knowing he's got to get up in 5 hours for VOD review. This guy. Okay. Air strafing, aim labs drills, crosshair discipline, and minimap light switch. You got it, boss?
Yes, sir.
Good. Good luck on the climb. I'm liking the progress.